My name is Bryce Pauly. I attend Davenport North High School and I'm an Indiana baseball commit. I think I would say probably in the backyard with my dad. When I was like 3 or 4 years old, it seems like ever since I was able to walk, he put a baseball bat in my hands. And then those early T-ball years, and you're just getting into it and everybody's so little, you can barely hold the gloves up on your hands. And we're just out there having fun. I think it was probably the summer of my 8th grade year going into my freshman year. That's when I received my first offer from the University of Iowa, and I kind of before then I had always been pretty solid at baseball, but I never really knew that I had a shot to really do something with us until I started talking with them and I was like, hey, there might be something here. I think my understanding of the baseball game, my IQ, from really young age, people never really had to teach me what to do on the field, when it comes to relays and double cuts and being in the right spot in the right time. It was kind of my body just naturally did it as I was in the game. And I think something that I've always had to work on is fielding, running. I'm not the biggest, I'm not the most athletic guy on the field, so I've always had to work really hard in that aspect to stay up to date with everybody else. It's definitely a little bit different, playing summer baseball. We're the only state that does it. We play from middle of May till the end of July, which is very different from other states, but I like it. The one nice thing about it is you always get to play in nice weather. And sometimes it's kind of hard to work around it, and sometimes you have to make tough decisions on whether you want to stay and play high school ball or if you want to go and play a travel tournament and have the chance to be discovered by some bigger schools and play in front of some bigger teams. So they texted me right when the clock struck midnight on August 1st. So it was the very first text I got. I was super excited, super ecstatic, just realizing that all my hard work was really coming true and that these schools really wanted me in their program. And initially I had a lot of interest in Indiana, but I didn't know a whole lot about the school. I've never really known a whole lot about Indiana until they started recruiting me. So it was more about just learning and building relationships with the coaches and seeing that if this place would be a good fit for me. I really just fell in love with it, honestly. Going into my visit, I didn't really know what to expect from that place because I'd never really seen the school. I had talking to the head coach and the assistant coach a little bit, but I didn't know a whole lot about the school. And going there, seeing the facilities, seeing the coaches, seeing the atmosphere and what the coaches are really trying to do there and bring out of their players, it was just something that I fell in love with, and I knew that if I wanted to make it to the next level and play professionally, that this was a place that I needed to be. I think just taking that next step, getting the understanding that I get the opportunity to do something that not a lot of kids do. I don't want to take it for granted. And sometimes it can be hard to look back and feel accomplished because you're always pushing for something more. Even once I committed to Indiana, it was all right, now we got to get better. We got to keep building on this. So I think just keeping my mind where my feet are and not only working hard, but having gratitude for how far I've came and just understanding the situations that I put myself in and never taking a day for granted. They're getting a guy who likes to work. My whole life, my parents have instilled in me that you get out of things what you put into things, and they're going to get somebody who's going to work really hard and that's not afraid to be a vocal leader.